to our last band concert of the year. We've got our 4th and 5th graders here and they're ready to perform for you. They worked on their audience performance skills and you all should be very impressed. Just to remind you all, we are locking the doors at 7:10 for security. So if you have somebody who will still need to come, ask them to text you. Please go let them in. Additionally, if you need to take pictures, please be mindful of the people behind you. If you have a baby who might be crying, you can take them out so that we can concentrate on performing, and we hope that you enjoy our show.
All right, good evening and thank you for coming. Thank you for all of the dedication throughout the year for supporting us at home, which is always a challenge for a class like this where I see them once a week in individual groups and then once a week as a large group. So that gives us about 12, 13 rehearsals to put this whole thing together. And without the work at home, this would not be possible. So. And we have to give a big round of applause for our 4th graders. They're all together, ready to play. So, since our last time that they performed here in the winter, they have learned so much and grown incredibly, not only individually, like you heard them before, but they're also now able to focus on not only just their instrument, but balancing it with all of the other instruments they're playing at the same time. And that is a tough thing to do, and they are sounding fantastic. So our first song we're going to do is called Homework Blues. And the blues is an original form of music from America, so it's great to celebrate that. It'll be actually featured in a couple of our songs, but it's a standard arrangement that basically lays the foundation for rock and roll and pop music. So Homework Blues, the blues is always about getting your feelings out, about those tough things in life, and we know that homework can be tough. So this is Homework Blues. So our second song is called Gesture Dance, and this would be kind of a challenge piece for us. It's going to feature even more harmonies than you heard in the first song. And again, a harmony is when we kind of break away from all playing the same melody at the time. And we have parts sometimes that will go up while others are going down. That just gives it a more pleasing sound. And this piece takes it a step further, and not only are we playing in harmony, but very often there's other parts that are completely different with different rhythms playing at the same time. This also introduces the band into a faster speed of rhythm known as eighth notes. So not only are they playing eighth notes, but sometimes they have different notes from one to the next, which is a big stepping stone into some of the songs you will hear fifth grade band playing. And a jester, if you don't know, is kind of like an entertainer that would have worked for like royalty to sing and dance. So this has a kind of like a Renaissance feel to it, Renaissance tone. So this is jester dance. All right, great job, guys. That was the best you played. That was pretty awesome. So, good time to do that. So our final song of the evening for our fourth grade band is called Rock and Roll Part 2. And this is a song that comes from the 1970s that you may have heard in movies, but mostly you would hear it in like football games, things like that. It's kind of like a crowd song. And there is not a lot of lyrics for the song. In fact, there's one lyric for the whole song. Does anybody know what it is in the audience? Yeah, you guys know the answer, all right? So it is known as the Hey song. So we're going to actually help out the band, and whenever I point to you, you are going to say hey as well. So we're going to try it out. So this is Louis. This is the students follow Louis. So if you can say hey when I point to you, that'd be great. Ready? No, I didn't point at you. Ready, and? Yeah, I might do it backwards too. So, whenever I point to you guys, we need a big old hey, because we are cheering for our first concert with our fourth graders. And we also have, kind of helping us over here on the drum set, we have Jacob. He is a lefty, so he's reversing the whole drum set as we go here. But he's going to keep us, give us that authentic rock and roll sound. great job, 4th grade. We are going to start transitioning over to our 5th grade band. So just give us about a minute or two and we will carry on with the show. All right, so we have 4 songs to play for you for our 5th grade band concert, which is always, we actually do have a concert tomorrow that we're going to do at the middle school, little thing we'll talk about later. But this is their last official band performance on stage, which is always interesting, a lot of emotions. We're always happy to see them move on, but there's been lots of great times at Brooks Crossing. So first off, a big thank you to all of our 5th graders just for getting involved. And again, we cannot wait to see what you do as you grow in middle school. So our first tune that we're doing is one called Nighthawk. And it's pretty literal. The composer wanted to kind of simulate the sound of a bird of prey that hunts at night, where all of a sudden it will just come swooping down out of the darkness. So the music is supposed to kind of represent those similar movements. So this is Nighthawk. Our second piece is called Ritual Dance, and there's lots of rituals across the world for cultural reasons, religious reasons, and things like that. And this song is supposed to kind of start out with like this hypnotic kind of sound that would kind of simulate people kind of falling into a trance as part of that ritual as they focus on whatever they are thinking about or celebrating. So this is called Ritual Dance. Our next piece is definitely one of our most challenging pieces. And one of the main reasons that it's so challenging is it doesn't have that real strong rhythmic beat that you're hearing in some of the other tunes that we did. So that means that students really have to rely on their inner tempo, and that's something we don't really want the audience to hear, but they are trying to feel it as best they can. So in this piece, the percussion section, they're providing almost special effects for the song. And the song is called Gentle Winds, although we joke that it's Gentle Winds because the English language is funny. But it's supposed to be emulating just like that gentle breeze that might come through on a cool night. And you'll hear those special effects happening in the percussion section, but also with the ensemble as well when we first start the song. So this is called Gentle Winds. Our final song is a really, really fun, challenging piece that really takes our tempo, which is the speed of the music, up to kind of a higher level than our other songs. But it's hard because it actually starts as a kind of a slow rumble. And that's because the song is about a volcano. It's a volcano in Indonesia that actually had a major eruption in 1815, and the composer used this as the inspiration for the piece. And it also features kind of to simulate those violent like bursts of energy from the volcano. We'll be using some body percussion where we'll hear some stomping and clapping from students to enhance the sound. This also features a big tempo change, which for them to be able to do something like that is something that I'm very proud of, that they can switch gears like that and just be right on top of it. So the other fun thing is the composer for this actually did a whole workshop and performance with our middle school. So our middle school may have played some of them maybe here. William Owens is the composer. He actually worked with our students over at North. So awesome composer and an awesome piece, Tambora. That concludes our 5th grade band concert here. So again, for our 5th graders, great job. We're going to start switching over to our jazz band, and we have 2 songs left for you. So, thank you. All right, so this is our jazz band, and when I say jazz, we don't only play jazz. We do a variety of different songs from different genres, from pop to jazz to rock, funk, all kinds of different styles. So, but I always try to do at least one swing tune, and swing again is that kind of like, if you ever hear that jazzy cymbal sound, that's the swing sound. And again, that's a very hard thing to feel, even for adults. And I'm always really impressed with how our students are able to lock into that feel and play it authentically in a way that I think sounds like a legit swing feel, where some other people may do it in a stiffer manner. To me, I think they do a great job with that. So we will have a couple instruments that we have added. We have some, back on the electric section back here, we have electric guitar and then electric bass as well. We're also adding a drum set and 2 keyboards as well. So that allows us to transition into pop songs and cover some of those sounds. So the first song we're going to do is called Baggy Pants Blues, and it was written by a composer who worked at a school during the fashion trend of having tremendously baggy clothing. And he wrote it as kind of a joke to watching his students walk down the hall and try to keep their bag on and their pants on, and that's where the Baggy Pants Blues comes from. So I originally thought it was some like old-fashioned thing. They're like, no, this was the 90s. Oh wait, is that old-fashioned now? No. All right, so this is Baggy Pants Blues. It's going to feature also a bunch of soloists as well. They're going to take turns playing 2 measures. We call that trading 2s. And they're going to improvise using a specific set of notes. So we will kind of pass the mic around as we do that and check out some of the solos. All right, so can we get soloists? Can you stay standing? Can we get a round of applause for our soloists? Everyone sit down. A round of applause for our soloists. So we are going to invite some of our good friends from the chamber choir to come up and help us with this new song. So this next song is a classic pop tune from the 1980s. You guys want to actually? And also, we have some chamber choir members in 4th grade as well, right? So you guys can come up as well, kind of crowd around that microphone there. So this is a song from Michael Jackson called Bad. And this comes from that is the title track of the album Bad. And he didn't write it. Obviously, we're not talking about being bad. Bad as in a slang sense of like, I am confident, I'm strong-willed, I can stand out on my own. So that's what the song is all about. And we are going to feature our chamber choir helping us out on the chorus of the song. But you guys can also jump in as well if you know the lyrics and sing along if you would like. All right, so again, everyone did such a great job. Sit back there, okay? So first off, can we get a round of applause for our 4th graders playing their first concert all together? And we are super excited to see them step up next year and jump into all the things we have to offer, the drama club, jazz band, and continue with all the great work that they've already done. But we also need to give a major shout out to our 5th graders for all of their time here. And again, there's so many people to thank. We always have to, our building administrators, they're both here helping out with the concerts. We have Jamie Macaron and Stacey Katz, so we give a great thank you for that. We also have Ms. Geddes helping out, helping kids get to where they need to be. We've had, unfortunately, some people sick, so we have to give a big shout out to Miss Chin. Where is she? Miss Chin jumped in on some percussion parts for us as people were sick and things like that. We also have to thank our music supervisor as well, who helps us get our concert recorded. This will be available on Viking TV for you to watch. So Robert Sears, thank you wherever you are walking around somewhere. And we have an incredible building staff as well that make sure that we are always safe here, that we have all the seats set up and ready to go. And then, of course, we have to thank all of the parents and families. We know that when you start, it is not necessarily the most beautiful thing you have ever heard, but we are super thankful that you stuck with it and supported them all the way through. So can we give a round of applause to your parents as well? And our classroom teachers aren't here, but our classroom teachers work hand in hand with us. We have one, but she's here on business. But our classroom teachers do such a great job supporting our students as we pull them out from things, which is really difficult, and we're truly appreciative of that. So a couple, just a little end of the year things. There will be an email going out about rental instruments. Usually there is an incentive to continue renting. So ideally you would not return the instrument. When you return the instrument, you kind of start back over from zero. So these are rental instruments, but you are actually paying it off little by little. So please keep them. There should be an incentive offer coming from both companies. Please just read the details. And usually I think the summer can be, if you just re-rent it, the summer is free. But just check details with your company. Tomorrow we have a 5th grade performance over at the middle school. So in the morning at 9:15, our 5th grade band is going to go travel to the middle school, and they're going to perform with all of the other feeder elementary schools that will eventually go to North. So I always think it's a really exciting event. They get to meet their teachers, see the new band room. But I know for me, I met some of my most amazing friends as our elementary schools came together. So I'm hoping for new relationships there. And tomorrow, if they could leave their instruments here, 5th graders, and if you have a Brooks Crossing graduation t-shirt, you can wear that, or any Brooks Crossing t-shirt. The last thing, we have a summer band camp that will be open to all students that are in the room right now. That's the first 2 weeks of July. I'll be sending information about that. It's a great way to get caught up or get ahead. So if 4th graders, if you want to be really ready for next year and you're thinking of jazz band, that's a great way to make sure you don't lose your skills over the summer. So that should do it. So Ms. Macaron has a couple instructions for packing up.
I first would like to thank Mr. McDowell for this performance. I think our 5th graders have something for you, Mr. McDonald. Vito? When I first began teaching, I was a 4th grade teacher, and my classroom was directly next to the band room. So in the beginning of the year, I could hear all of these squeaks and things were not going well, and I thought, I'm not going to make it in this classroom. And then eventually one day I thought, wait, it's music. It turns into music. And so it's really, really cool that you all get to start with our kids as 4th and 5th graders and see the foundation that's built as they continue on and they go into middle school and high school. There's a reason that South Brunswick continues to win awards for our music program, and it all starts here in the elementary school. So we're really proud.